Hello my friends and welcome to our latest challenge on our BeamNG channel. Welcome everyone to the 4x4 modified vehicle challenge sponsored and made by our dearest friend Mr. Triple M. Now Mr. Triple M he's not new here. He's actually a long time supporter and awesome challenge creator on this channel, so I really give a big applause and big thanks to Mr. Triple M for sponsoring and for making this awesome challenge. Now of course, to participate in this awesome challenge, what you need to do is you need to create a 4x4 modified vehicle that looks tough, looks great, looks very good, and has a very tough suspension, great torquey engine, and well, tough in every single way, and must follow all the upcoming rules. And then after creating your car, you need to submit the .car file on my Discord, the link in the description below, before the deadline, and you are set, my friend, to participate. Now, a quick notice before we start talking about all the rules. This challenge was actually created using the stable version of automation, because automation got updated recently as an open beta version, and unfortunately that update doesn't support any kind of mods. So right now I'm using the old stable version with all the Steam Workshop mods. So if you want to participate, you need to make sure that you are running the same version, again the same game version, so when I load your .car file there will be no problems whatsoever. And that is all, my friends, for the beginning of this challenge. And now of course let's talk about all the rules. Alright, let's start with the rules, and of course we start with the most important one, which is of course the production year. Well, my friend, you can use only 2020, no more, no less than that. And then we move on with the next bit, which is of course the quality sliders. Yes, my friends, the quality sliders are allowed here. You can go plus, you can go minus, you can go 0. Then we move on with the allowed body types. Well, my friend, in this challenge you can go only SUVs, pickups and utes, nothing else. No convertibles, no wagons, no sedans, nothing, only these 3 types. And then we move on with the suspension configuration, and this is an important bit because we are not building a racing grippy car here. Oh no, we are making actually something entirely different. You need to make sure your suspension is extremely durable and tough, and it can take all kind of punishment that will be of course be seeing on the testing video on Twitch. So you need to make sure it's extremely tough and durable at the same time. Alright, move on with the next bit, which is the engine type. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any engine type, naturally aspirated or even turbo. But remember, you need to make sure you have the highest amount of torque on the lowest amount of RPM. You need to make sure your engine is pushing that, because torque is your friend here, my friend. Moving on with the next bit, which is of course the intake and the fuel. So my friend, the intake, you can use only is standard and performance, no race intake, because you need to have an air filter. This car will be driven on sand and mud and crap, so you don't want any of that to get into your engine. You need to have an air filter. And then, as I mentioned, we move on with the fuel. In this challenge you can use only 91 regular unleaded fuel, 91 only regular unleaded fuel, because basically these things are not premium, or not really extreme when it comes to technology, so you need to run them on like regular fuel that you can buy it absolutely anywhere. And then we move on with the exhaust. Well, my friend, if you are using a naturally aspirated engine, you can use absolutely any header option you want, but no race header. And you need to make sure that your engine is running with a catalytic converter and at least 1 muffler. These 2 things are absolutely needed and required: catalytic converters and mufflers. Then we move on with drive type. Well, my friend, you can go only 4x4 or all-wheel drive. Only these 2 options. No front-wheel drive and no rear-wheel drive. And then we move on with the gearbox. Well, my friend, you can go only automatic or manual. No sequential, no dual clutch, none of those 2 options. Only automatic or manual, wherever you feel like it. And then we move on with the differentials. Well, my friend, lockable differentials are your friends here. So I mean, it's highly recommended to go with a lockable differential, but of course you can use any other option you want. And then of course we move on with the tires. Well, my friend, in this challenge the only allowed tire option is chunky off-road tires. Nothing else is allowed. And speaking of tires, you need to make sure that you are running a realistic size. Please don't go extremely like humongously large tires because the car will get disqualified. Make sure you are using a realistic size. So Google realistic size off-road tires, and equip them to your vehicle and go with them. And please don't go with something ridiculously large. And then move on with the brakes. So my friend, you can use absolutely any brakes you want, but you need to make sure that they are strong enough and tough enough to stop this beast that you are creating. I mean, no matter the brake fading, I'm not interested in that in this challenge, but you need to make sure that your brakes are tough enough to stop your beast. And then move on with the interior. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any interior option, but you need to make sure that you go realistic. Don't give me a single-seater or a half-seater vehicle, no, because if you are building a pickup truck, go with 2 seats or a bench up front, or if you are building an SUV, just go realistic, my friend. Realism is very, very important in this challenge. And then we move on with the traction aids. Well, my friend, go realistic again. So if you are building something classic, ABS and all of these things are not required. But if you are building something modern, then you need to have ABS and traction control and all of that. Then move on with safety. Well, my friend, safety is required. You can go absolutely any option you want. And then we move on with the last tunable bit, which is of course the suspension tune. As I mentioned, we are making something that will go off-road and something that is extremely durable and tough. So make sure your suspension tune is exactly tuned for that. All right, and that's pretty much it. Those basically are all the rules. And the final bit that you need to pay attention on, which is of course the budget. Well, my friend, you have a full budget of $40,000. Your vehicle should cost less than $40,000. That's your maximum allowed budget in this challenge. And that's pretty much it. Basically, those are all the rules to make any kind of beast of a vehicle to participate in this challenge. So follow all the rules, my friend, and make sure you don't break any of those rules so your vehicle won't get disqualified. And now, of course, we should talk about the total category points, or the TCP system. So if you are new and not familiar with our challenges, well, if you want to participate in any challenge, what you need to do is you need to calculate your TCP number, or your total category points number. To do that, I will be giving you some certain categories that you will be finding in automation game. Basically, you take those categories numbers, add them all together, and you will get a total number. This total number is your TCP number on every challenge that we use the TCP system on. And the categories in this challenge are drivability, safety, reliability, off-road, and eco. Yes, and eco, we are using the US MPG, US miles per gallon. Yes, so you need to make sure your game is set up to that kind of MPG so you can get the correct numbers. Add those 5 numbers together, you will get your total category points number. And then what you need to do is, after you finish creating your awesome car, you need to submit your car on my Discord, the link in the description below. You need to write this TCP number, write it down when you submit your car. Write it next to your vehicle or under your vehicle, or just write the number when you submit your car on my Discord, so your whole car won't get disqualified for having no TCP number. And that's all, my friends, for the 4x4 modified challenge video. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, get subscribed if you are new. And of course, if you have any question about this challenge, let me know in the comment section below or on my Discord. And of course, the winner of this challenge will receive a copy of the keys of this awesome car, the CT350 off-roader, to enjoy in his BeamNG drive. And remember, gentlemen, you have 7 days to create and to submit your cars, so please don't rush your creation. Take your time, test it 1 and 2 or 3 and even 100 times. Test it in BeamNG and make sure the suspension is very tough, the engine is so torquey, and the car looks amazing with all the legal fixtures like wipers, defroster lines, and headlights and taillights and all of that. Make sure your car looks absolutely awesome and legal at the same time. And of course, if you want to sponsor your own challenge, if you have a crazy idea for an upcoming challenge, let me know in the comment section below. Or you can sponsor your own challenge with your own rules by, of course, subscribing to my Patreon page, the link in the description below. Just go to my Patreon page, subscribe. You can sponsor your own challenge, you can become a VIP member also, and you can download all of my replica automation built cars from there to your BeamNG.drive game to enjoy. And that's all, my friends. Big thanks to Mr. Triple M for creating this challenge, and big thanks to all of my Patreon subscribers. You guys are really, really awesome. Thank you so much for supporting me and for making everything possible, my friends. So stay safe, stay at home, my friends. Don't get out unless, of course, you have to, and wear your face masks, and of course, keep yourself clean, and hopefully everything will be all right. So stay safe, my friends, and I will see you very, very soon. And goodbye for now, my friends.